Hey, welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic, last known classic. This is episode 2379 and Doubleshot number 2273. Now, unlike the last time we was talking about a Spider-Man trade, it was from bad stuff. This is good stuff from a classic Spider-Man writer, James DeMatteis. And that's how he pronounces his last name. That's how a lot of people pronounce this DeMatteis. It's DeMatteis, that's how he pronounces it. We have Spider-Man Lost Hunt, the second miniseries he worked on recently from Marvel. He also is working on Magneto right now, which I know the news just came out. And I did ask him on Twitter about that. Had he written Magneto for an in-year book, like it was a guest star book? No, he never. This is actually the first time he written Magneto. Okay. This book mostly does a. It's a semi-sequel to the original Kraven's Last Hunt. There's, of course, a 5-issue miniseries. I think came out last year. One thing I've noticed, though, the inside covers, they feel different. Yeah, I've noticed that for some newer printed ones. It's like whatever printing they use, like, the pages feel perfectly normal. Is that I feel this, I'm like, because normally the covers feel the same as the interiors. It's like they feel different. I noticed that also with the Spider-Man one, the Jeff Bell's one. The artwork who does this one is each issue's got different artists with it. Issue 1 is done by let's see, it's mostly done by editor. Myself does all 5 issues. He does co each issue with different artists. Issue 2, Brad Peoples. Issue 3, Kyle Holtz. Issue 4, Marguerite Savage. And issue 4 also with Charles Raymond. Yep. Mostly put for this miniseries, it's basically like not long after Kraven Hunter. It's more like an alternate reality where you could say this is probably after the original Clone Saga, kind of. Because you have Mary Jane in this storyline. She is pregnant. Yes, she's pregnant. And we see the debut of a new hunter, who is allegedly one of Kraven's sons. I say allegedly because this character only exists in his only miniseries. And he basically inherited the reputation of Kraven, his grudge against Kraven. And the whole thing with this is trying to sort of like in story make up for Kraven's Last Hunt. And he gets tormented by this guy with this whole miniseries with various stuff. It plays out similarly to that of Kraven's Last Hunt. We also have where we see a psychiatrist. And by the way, they're in Portland when this whole storyline happens. Yep. And it turns out the woman who basically is Tracy is actually the new hunter's mom. And for some reason, he dresses like, with this outfit of his, reminds me a lot of the Grim Hunter. Yes, it's like he dressed like, this is probably what J. Mathias wanted the Grim Hunter to be, but probably was told no. Her name is Adja Orson. She's basically the hot mom of this guy. Yep. And, of course, MJ is worried about Peter. And at one point, he goes crazy. And, of course, Peter does calm down by the conclusion of this miniseries. And, of course, the mother supposedly gets killed, though she actually does reveal to survive. We also have appearance by the Spider Armor. Yes, the Spider Armor. It's probably a new Spider Armor. Yeah, so the Spider parent death, and of course, you have this guy trying to commit suicide, and of course, Spider-Man's like, no, not again. We're not doing that again. And of course, basically, like, the war is over, and the miniseries ends with Aja basically just coming out of her grave. This miniseries is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. James DeMatteis did an excellent job with this. And can you believe this is only the second miniseries he did at Marvel recently? Because first it was Spider-Man Ben Reilly, and now his book. Yep. I give this book I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. That was really good. Yep. Alright, next up we have is Wolverine Blood Wedding, which contains issues 123 to 132 of Wolverine Volume 2. Unlike the previous story arc, we actually going back to main universe continuity. Now, there are multiple writers for these 10 issues alone. We have Tom DeFalco, Chris Claremont, Todd DeRinco, Joe Casey, Fabian Nicieza, and Brian K. Vaughan. Yes, Brian K. Vaughan. The artwork is done by Dennis Cohen, Lena Francis Yu, Corey Knorr, Oscar Jimenez, Carlos Pachito, Jeff Maceda, Mel Ruby, Mike S. Miller, Stephen Platt, and Angel Uzita. So we have, it's like this whole thing is like a series of storylines here. I guess Tom DeFalco starts here as a guest writer. Mostly played just, it says Wolverine. It's like a standard Wolverine stuff. Fights a guy called, fights Bloodstorm again. I believe this is the first time in a long time he's actually fought the guy. Now, if you're really curious, what was like the last time he fought these two characters? For Bloodscream, this is the first time that Wolverine has fought them since issue number 86. And this is their... Because after this one issue, they appear again to issue 170. They last appeared back in on Kenny X-Men number 9. Yep. Roughhouse. He, of course, he actually last appeared back in issue 23 of this very book. And if you're really curious, who wrote that issue? That was Archie Goodwin. Yep. And he returns here for this one issue, and then he makes one appearance after this in Wolverine. And that was issue 304, and that's the last time he appeared in Wolverine. Yeah, it's interesting though the fact we actually have rematch of these two in the very next issue. He teams up with Captain America for an issue. Yes, he teams with Captain America. It's like they threw these issues in here because they figured why not. So, it's more like Wolverine deal with stuff, and of course teams with Captain America for an issue, which I thought that was a lot of fun. And then 125, we kind of begin the Blood Wedding storyline. Yes, the storyline where Wolverine gets married to Viper. Yep. Or basically, you have a lot of guest stars in this one issue alone. Yes. Not just the X-Men. Oh, no. We also have Tiger, who's from the early issues of the series. Psylocke. Spider-Woman, I think is when she was still depowered. Yuriko. Now, as for the case Tiger, this probably is the first time in quite a while she's appeared in this book. If you're really curious, the last time she appeared in this book was back in issue 99. And she's here for 3 issues, and then she's not appearing again until the next volume for the series. Yeah, she appears in this issue, the following issue, 128. Also, Sabretooth's here in the Hand. It's mostly put a big war between the Hand and Hydra. Viper's not here very much. Mostly put, for some reason, with 125, actually 126, it becomes a team-up book between Wolverine and Shadowcat. And it's like this for a few issues. So yeah, you gotta love the storyline here. Wolverine finding Sabretooth again. So yeah, they have to go through this wedding thing, and of course, no one likes it, but yeah, Wolverine gets married in this story arc. Yep, yes he does. Sabretooth is here for quite a while. He's here basically, I think this may have been one of his early appearances in this very book. Now Wolverine in this book, Sabretooth in this book, he had last appeared in this comic book back in issue 68. That was the last time he appeared in this book. You think, really? 68? Yeah. Yeah, and why was that? Because he was over in X Factor. He's here for 3 issues. He's here for 126 and 128. He's here for a quick 3-parter. Yeah, and Yeah, most of it's like Sabretooth working with the hand in these issues. And then we have Viper working with Sabretooth, and of course dealing with more stuff with the hand. And the more revised, the Wendigo. Yeah, the Wendigo. For a couple issues. Yep. Yeah. And we have more deal with the hand stuff. And then basically the story concludes with issue number 132. Which the character Linda Hoggins. Who appeared once prior to this back in issue 91. She gets killed off in this issue. Yeah. Yeah, when they have the wedding goes through no problem. And this actually was Wolverine's second time attempting to get married, and this actually was successful. And Wolverine stayed married to Viper for a very brief period of time. Yep. Viper was actually his... Well, from the look of it, it was actually his third wife. His first wife is... Well, one of his wives was Issue. Who is Issue, might ask? She didn't make TV a little later. She's actually Dawkins' mom. Yep, Dawkins' mom. And apparently it came as Akero. It's currently known as Fang, but yeah, that's basically what it is. And oh boy, Wolverine's got a lot of kids. Yeah. Yeah, if you're curious how many kids Wolverine's got, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Basically about a dozen children. Some of whom are not very much alive. He does have another daughter besides Laura. Yes. But yeah, this book, just really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing with this one. Yeah. I'm going to give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. It's just a really good story arc. I love the set of issues here. And I think they threw in here 132, which is basically, hey, why not? It's something that paid me to see this, so why not? There's also a book here called Black Ryu. You're thinking, what the heck is Black Ryu? Black Ryu is basically a one-shot. That was published the same period of time as this, so I figured that why not. This mostly has artwork by Oscar Jimenez. It's Wolverine's adventure in South America, excuse me. You can think of it as no jungle adventure. Excuse me. Yeah, it basically Wolverine fights a one-shot character named Saint Cyrus. It's in versus a vampire. Yeah, and him teaming up with a guy called Tony Vargas. Interesting one-shot. What it is. I'm actually surprised. I might have guessed that they threw in here because it was published that period of time, so I guess they figured, why not? So there's that. Yeah. And with that, basically, the next book we discuss Wolverine will be back to the Epic Collections afterwards. Yep, it's back to Epic Collections. Thinking, really? Yes, really. The very next thing to talk about Wolverine, for graphic wise, is collected Epic Collections. And that's the reason why I got these two trades here. This one, along, of course, Dead No More, so I can basically continue covering Wolverine. Now, if you're really curious, what was the time period of these issues coming out? These, well, mostly put 10 issues. Came out period of February 1998 and was concluded in November of 1998. So, almost a full year of Wolverine, but we're still not out of the 1990s just yet. No, not really. Yeah, we're not there just yet. So next one, yeah, it's definitely a Wolverine trade. Yep, Wolverine Epic Collection. That'll be next to discuss with this series. And it's only gonna be two, and then basically I'm kind of thinking we'll do with Iron Man and Thor, discussing individual issues. Okay, so that's episode review, and I'll see you all later for more Jujutsu Kaisen and then my other anime stuff and comic corners. Okay, next video. Bye.